Coming up on State of Events, find out what commuters are saying about Muni's long ride of mishaps.
And the royal baby wait is finally over. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle welcome the arrival of a baby boy. State of Events starts now.
Welcome to State of Events. I'm Nicole Gitsky.
And I'm Alexis Gonzalez. Let's get down to our top story. The carcass of a dead gray whale washed ashore at Ocean Beach in San Francisco. The whale's cause of death, age, length, and sex have not been determined. The Marine Mammal Center has announced via Twitter that they plan to perform a necropsy, also known as an animal autopsy, to determine the cause of death. This year alone, the center has performed 8 great whale necropsies. 3 died due to shipwrecks, while 4 died from malnutrition. The 2 whales remaining are still under investigation. The center is currently looking for long-term environmental solutions that could potentially help prevent the death of whales in the future.
Muni has recently been under heat after a series of major issues occurred last month. Reporter Ashley Loessa has details on the issues and how they're affecting commuters in the city.
Massive delays, faulty manufacturing, and unsafe conditions for commuters. It's been a rough week for Muni, and amidst all of this, the director has called it quits. Muni's Director of Transportation, Ed Reskin, recently resigned after working with the agency for 8 years after a series of issues developed. The San Francisco Municipal Transportation Agency, also known as Muni, is the largest transportation agency in the Bay Area and is responsible for carrying more than 200 million riders per year and 700,000 boardings per day. The month of April was not the best for the agency, as it was filled with never-ending issues such as equipment failure halting service for 12 hours and impacting almost 160,000 riders, as well as Muni operators revealing how the agency relies on overtime to meet runs while they suffer an operator shortage. And most recently, a disturbing video of a woman being dragged by the hand into the tracks due to defective doors. But these are just a few of the many recurring problems that Muni has faced in the past few years. This includes crowded trains, slow service, and huge delays.
Like the doors weren't working, the lady was like freaking out, they were gonna get another train and finally they worked. So maybe just hiring a couple technicians, you know.
The Muni has been late by like an hour multiple times, so that's like a problem.
A January report on Muni Light Rail's time performance shows some of the worst on-time lines in San Francisco. This includes 81X Caltrain, which was on time 35% of the time, and late 52% of the time. Overall, the system's on-time rating across buses and trains together was 55%. Other issues include fare evasion, labor shortage, worker overtime, and delayed maintenance. Muni Board of Directors now face the task of searching for a new leader that will take on the difficult role of fixing the endless issues and making public transportation more safer and efficient for riders. Reporting in San Francisco for State of Events, Ashley Loessa.
A suspected DUI driver has been arrested following a deadly car crash. Highway 4 in Brentwood was shut down late Monday in both directions following the crash. The 51-year-old male died on the scene, and the identity of the individual has not been released.
In other commuter issues, traffic fatalities are on the rise in San Francisco. So what is being done to make streets of San Francisco safer for pedestrians? Reporter Alexander Hernandez has the story.
I'm here on Market Street, one of the most dangerous streets in San Francisco for both pedestrians and bicyclists.
Every year, about 30 people are killed and over 200 seriously injured while traveling through San Francisco's busy streets.
I was going down a pretty steep hill. There was a four-way stop, but the car that was passing like perpendicular to me, it didn't stop at the stop sign, and so I almost hit them. I had to just like swerve around them, like jump off my skateboard. People just don't really obey not only the traffic laws, but they don't think about things other than cars.
In 2014, the city and county of San Francisco adopted a new policy called Vision Zero. The policy aims to enforce traffic laws, build safer streets, and educate the public on road safety, all with the goal to eliminate traffic fatalities by 2024.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not an avid scooter rider. I do it mostly because I'm here for business, and so I don't have another mode of transportation. But when I do, similar to riding a motorcycle, I'm defensive. You have following distance. You try and be aware of what's around you. Try and not be distracted.
San Francisco officials are looking to change state laws which will permit traffic cameras in more areas of the city. On the other hand, the Municipal Transportation Agency says it's more important to focus on creating crosswalks and shorter intersections in these busy areas. In San Francisco, I'm Alexandria Hernandez.
In the city of First, San Francisco became the first to have an LGBT fire chief in history sworn in. Janine Nicholson has served in the department for 25 years. In Nicholson's plan, she wants to address the homeless crisis in the city. She also wants to address the high rate of cancer among firefighters, which she is a survivor. Nicholson wants to fix the emergency red call boxes around the city as well. She says, "We will work to provide the best service we can and continue the mission of the San Francisco Fire Department." In other news of First, the royal baby is here.
That's right. Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, has given birth to a baby boy. Prince Harry announced that he and the Duchess are absolutely thrilled to announce the arrival of their son, adding that both mother and son are in good health. The baby's name is yet to be determined. And here in the Bay Area, California Pacific Medical Center in San Francisco got in the royal spirit. The hospital crowned babies to celebrate the arrival of the royal baby. Also, Amy Schumer gave birth to her own royal baby. She announced the arrival of her son via Instagram, cleverly captioning the post, "Our royal baby was born."
Next on State of Events, find out what 2 states are doing to tackle gun control.
And then a former president now has his own street named after him. More on these stories next.
When it's time to choose healthcare for your teen, you want the best. When it's time for your teen's questions to be answered, you want a professional you can trust. At Valencia Health Services, your time is well spent. We provide professional, quality healthcare. Valencia Health Services, dedicating quality time to professional healthcare because your teen's health is our first priority. Valencia Health Services, quality time because we care.
Welcome back to State of Events. According to gunpolicy.org, studies have linked stricter gun laws to fewer gun deaths. The U.S. has the weakest gun laws in the developed world. Lisa Liverniak has more insight.
The number of deaths involved in school mass shootings are increasing according to Everytown research. There were at least 41 incidents of gunfire on school grounds in 2019, resulting in 10 deaths and 20 injuries. In 2018, at least 103 incidents of gunfire on school grounds, resulting in 60 deaths and 80 injuries. Although the Second Amendment states the right of people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, there are concerns about permitting guns on campuses given authority. On Wednesday, May 1st, Florida's House of Representatives approves a bill allowing teachers to be armed, given they pass a 144-hour training course and their school district approves. In 2018, California Governor Jerry Brown signed off on Assembly Bill 424, possession of firearm in a school zone. The existing law gives authority to school employees to possess a firearm with written permission is now deleted. Governor Gavin Newsom is making aggressive moves on his gun control agenda for California. When Newsom was first sworn in, San Francisco Assemblyman Phil Ting says he's hopeful about his bill announcement reintroducing a gun violence restraining order bill that was vetoed twice by Governor Jerry Brown. What are your thoughts on allowing teachers to be armed on school grounds? We want to hear from you. Comment below or message us on our social media.
A suspect has been caught following a shooting injuring 6 people in San Luis Obispo. 19-year-old Francisco Orozco from Oakland was arrested in connection with the shooting. Early Sunday morning, sheriffs received multiple calls reporting shots fired in Oceano Dunes. All 6 individuals were transported to the hospital for medical treatment. New information is being released regarding the officer who escalated the events leading to Oscar Grant's death. Grant's shooting on New Year's Day 2009 was one of the first police shootings caught on camera by bystanders. Grant was shot and killed on an Oakland BART platform. New video information shows Officer Massarel grabbing his firearm and not his taser during the incident.
The 44th U.S. President Barack Obama is being honored with his own street in the city of Los Angeles. Just 10 years after the former president made history by becoming the first African-American president, LA City Council voted to rename the street formerly known as Rodeo Road to Obama Boulevard. The city said the street holds special meaning because it marks the location of Obama's first campaign rally. And now on to politics. The United States announced that it will be deploying the USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group and a bomber task force to the Middle East. Security advisor John Bolton says the decision comes after a series of troubling and escalatory indications and warnings from Iran. Both the U.S. maritime and land-based forces in the Iran region are being threatened, and Bolton said the U.S. wants to make it clear that given an attack, it will retaliate with full force. And now to get a more in-depth look at the nation's politics, Karen Alarcon has a political news roundup.
Thanks, Alexis and Nicole. The Trump administration tweeted that it is raising tariffs from 10 to 25%. The hit list includes popular products like baseball gloves, vacuum cleaners, and burglar alarms. President Trump is frustrated with the pace of negotiations, and as his tweets on the trade situation show, he says the United States has been losing billions of dollars a year on trade with China, and that we are, unquote, not going to be doing this anymore. Chinese President Xi Jinping has agreed to truce to allow senior officials time to negotiate. On another note, more than 36 former military and intelligence leaders are urging Congress to get behind a separate military space force. They are supporting President Trump's controversial proposal as Congress prepares to vote on the idea. Retired senior leaders of Defense, Air Force, Navy, CIA, and other national security agencies want an American space force to realize the full potential of space power and space capabilities to protect and advance U.S. vital national interests. Last but not least, the House Judiciary Committee scheduled a Wednesday vote to hold Barr in contempt of Congress, citing the Justice Department's failure to provide the full text of Robert Mueller's report by the Monday morning deadline. Barr's failure to comply with a subpoena leaves Congress with no choice but to initiate contempt proceedings. The movement to hold Barr in contempt reflects the tension between Democrats and Barr, whom they accuse of spinning the results of Mueller's investigation to Trump's benefit. Democrats have been in negotiations to hear from Mueller himself, hoping for his direct testimony, but the Justice Department declined to vote. And that's all for this week's political news roundup. Back to you two at the desk.
Thank you, Karen. Next on State of Events, an unbelievable incident during a buzzing baseball game caused a delay among the San Francisco Giants and Cincinnati Reds.
And potholes are so bad that an anonymous group is taking matters into their own hands by patching them up. Stay tuned.
There are many important days in your child's life. Their first birthday, their first big game, their first day of school. Choosing the right school for your child sets them on a path for success. Apply on time. It's for your family's future.
No matter how much you give, every cent donated can turn into something useful. Take part in building homes. Take part in building hope. Habitat for Humanity, Greater San Francisco. building homes and hope in Marin, San Francisco, and the Peninsula.
Everything is an opportunity. Coming back after loss makes me just want to do more. Getting to see my teammates, this group is really special. So
the bonds forged each second they spend on the courts will last a lifetime. Through thick and thin, they stick together. They're Gators, for crying out loud. It's what we do, and their legend will live on forever.
Welcome back to State of Events.
This next story might gross you out a little. A new survey ranked Bay Area residents among the worst at showering, changing their bed sheets, and washing their hands. So basically, the Bay Area has some of the worst hygiene habits. San Francisco is ranked 4th among the cities with the worst hygiene, with Seattle-Tacoma taking number 1, followed by Denver and Washington, D.C. And some Oakland residents are growing tired of the city's street conditions. An anonymous group going by the name Pothole Vigilantes have taken it upon themselves to patch up holes found along the streets of Oakland. It is a well-known fact that roads in the San Francisco/Oakland area are the worst in all of California, which is causing residents to spend thousands in car repairs. On their GoFundMe page, the Pothole Vigilantes announced they are creating a platform where community members can locate, donate, and fill potholes. The group is documenting before and after pictures via Instagram and so far has received nothing but positive reviews from fellow community members.
Sharks fans will have to wait until Wednesday to find out if they will be heading to the semifinals. Game 6 was last night and went to overtime where it was tied at 2-2. The Colorado Avalanche scored in overtime, making Game 7 on Wednesday a final death match. The game will be played in San Jose, so Sharks fans, get ready. Yesterday, baseball fans in Cincinnati encountered a very strange delay. A bee delay, that is. The game against the San Francisco Giants was delayed for 18 minutes following a swarm of bees around infield. Players fled the dugout and even home plate, and fans fled their seats to escape the bees. Must have been a beautiful day out there. Sports reporter Zach Priest, videographer Chris Harris, and I got the exclusive inside look at the Chase Center going up in Mission Bay. Let's take a look. We're here inside the Chase Center on what will be the Warriors Court. Seats are going up behind us, and it will house about 18,000 people.
Yeah, and they are getting ready for their first concert here on September 6th. It will be Metallica and the San Francisco Symphony. Just getting the last finishing touches put on the seats here, and they'll be ready within the month. Let's get going and see the rest of the stadium. Our first stop of the tour was The Experience, where our tour guide Anish gave us an interactive preview of the stadium located just outside of it.
There's actually a camera on the suite, so when you're inside the suite, because you can't see the court, it'll show you what you're missing on the court.
Oh yeah.
These aren't set in stone.
No.
So all these are open for.
Oh, the non-pegged ones are.
Yeah, they're open. So like when someone buys their seat, they get to grab one of the pegs and put it in.
We even had the opportunity to try on some of the legendary championship rings.
You can even try them on if you want.
No way.
Yeah. You can see what we can do. I haven't unlocked the stadium. There's a way to do it.
I assume there's not really a particular price you could put on that.
This is so heavy.
That is crazy. Chris, you want to try one?
I don't even know what finger it goes on.
Right.
We then got fitted for our safety gear before entering the arena, which is still an active construction site.
You guys need some boots, a jacket, a hat.
One of the many landmarks that the Chase Center will offer is this building that they call the Gatehouse. It will double as a staircase for fans to sit on and as a pre- and post-game studio. The stadium itself will hold about 18,000 people, as opposed to nearly 20,000 seats at Oracle. The team believes that this will create a more intimate and personal environment for the fans. And it's versatile. The arena will host over 200 different events each year. A brand new ferry port will also be added for fans coming from across the bay, with a plethora of luxury suites that will offer a unique viewing experience. So we just got done touring the brand new Chase Center that is still under construction, and I gotta tell you, it is amazing.
Warriors fans definitely have something to look forward to with this $1.3 billion stadium.
Reporting to you for State of Events here in downtown San Francisco, I'm Zach Priest.
And I'm Nicole Gitsky.
We'll see you later, Gators.
Oh my gosh, that looked like such a cool experience. I'm kind of jealous.
It was such an amazing experience, and especially one to wrap up this semester.
That's right. So for those of you who might not know, this is our last State of Events of the semester, and most of us will be graduating in 2 weeks. So let's have everybody come up.
We couldn't have done it without you guys at home tuning in every week and joining us for this experience along the way.
Yeah, this is a group effort, so this is a crew. This is also some of our reporters that you have probably seen. To stay updated with everything, follow us on our social media and website.
On our website at stateofevents.net. Thank you guys, and see you later, Gators.
Bye.